On today's Buckeye Roast, we are back with a full game recap and reaction with Ron and Q. Really excited about that. Buckeyes back in the win column. We're also debuting a new segment of Tweet of the Day where Ron and Q each pick their favorite post from the timeline and break it down. We've also got some Ryan Day post-game comments, plus a look at some of our favorite moments for the post-game celebration on the field and online. And finally, we asked the question, is $500,000 per touchdown too much for a quarterback? Let's talk about it. I'm Chris Drew, and this is the Buckeye Roast with Ron and Q. Make sure you like and subscribe.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are back for another episode of the Buckeye Roast. It's your boy Ron James here with my guy QP Ski. Q, how you doing?
Feeling good, man. First time we've done this show on this day and not in here ready to fire people and cuss people out. So I'm feeling good. Good weekend. Buckeyes are back on the right side of the rivalry. Hey, man, no complaints. How are you?
I'm doing great, Q. It was getting to the point where I thought we might never do one of these shows and get to talk about a Buckeye victory over Michigan. As long as I've known you, the Buckeyes have never beat Michigan, which is crazy to think. We met in the middle of this awful run of losses to that team up north, but the Buckeyes get it done 27-9 over those piss skunks. Q, you know, I like to start with a stat, a number, some sort of fact of the day. Today, the stat, the number 2.
What does 2 mean?
Days since the Buckeyes have beat
Michigan. I thought you were going to say 5,000. I thought that was going to be the number.
They've been asking us how many days for many years now. I have the answer loud and proud, Q. It is 2 days.
Hey, yeah, it feels good to reset that clock. That was way too many days going on for a long time. So COVID didn't help that. But yeah, that number was getting outrageous, especially the fact of how many games the Buckeyes win, and they usually got that one is just rolling up. So it feels good. You can reset the clock. It's been 2 days, and hopefully it'll be 363 to the next one.
Absolutely, Q. We got plenty to talk about. We're going to really do a deep dive into the game. Normally, we just get Q's thoughts on the game at the very end of Monday's episodes, but this is a big game, and I don't think we could talk about this game enough, so we're going to just go in a full recap of the game.
All right, well, play the song. Let's jump into it.
The hell is a podcast? I mean, why don't you just tape it? What are you doing?
You don't have to tape it these days, Frank. You just record it right onto the computer.
Dead air.
Hey guys, a couple things. Make sure you check the description. We're on Discord now. We're launching our TikTok as well and Instagram. All that rollout's happening. So connect with us on there and we will connect with you as well. Again, we appreciate all the support. We're getting closer and closer to 5,000 subs. Maybe by the time you hear this, we will be at 5,000 subs, and I am greatly appreciative of the support, and I'm excited to continue to grow in this community with you guys.
Q, I have breaking news.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen. Cannonball!
We have another announcement, Q.
What would that be?
This one is really cool. Thank you for 5,000 subs. I, can't even begin to express how much this means to me and how awesome this has been. Obviously, like me, Ron, Q, Tyler, Terry, Evan, like we've all done a lot to kind of try to build this platform, and you guys have received it really well, and we're excited to continue to grow. I mean, at some point, I'd love to have a plaque behind me. So let's continue to grow together, and thank you again for all you guys' support.
Not only do the Buckeyes get a victory over that team up north, we hit our milestone of 5,000 subs, Q.
Yeah, I think the only thing I'm really grateful for is the Buckeyes didn't score over 40. I might have really been cooked if that happened. But no, man, 5,000 subs was awesome. Just a peek behind the curtain back, and we got Dead Air Sports going, and we had a long conversation on the phone, getting revved up, and it was like, man, we got to attack this channel in a different way. Obviously, the addition of Chris Drew at the forefront of the channel, but also just how we're going to do our show, how we're going to roll it out. We're going to tweak thumbnails, how we're going to work with titles, just a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. And Ron has put in an incredible amount of work. Like, Ron is on this channel like it's his full-time job plus his part-time job. And I'm on here like I'm splitting 2 part-time jobs. So no, it's been a great. We got already reached 5K, and that was the goal. Obviously, the watch party did a lot of numbers. So appreciate you for that. And hey, man, we're here. We're at 5K.
Yeah, a big thank you to everybody that's helped out. A big shout out to Tyler, Chris, Terry, Evan, everybody that's making things go around here. It's helping us a ton. And a big shout out to you guys, the community that have been supporting us this whole way. We couldn't do it without you. And love to have so many more people here to celebrate this amazing Buckeye victory. Q. So let's get right into it. Q, take me back to Saturday. How did your morning start? I told everybody in the space, I tried to switch up my routine. Everybody knows this is what my third year going to Ohio for the game. Second year, I believe, at Chris's house for a watch party, and might be the third, something like that. It's all running together. But I've been there multiple times. But I was telling people, I was like, when I go on a long road trip, I listen to Drake, calm music, not get overly hyped. If you're gonna be in the car for a long time, no. Straight drill music, all rap, super aggressive the whole drive there. I get to Chris's house. I'm like, I'm normally calm. I mean, I'm normally stressed when I get there, and Chris is calm, like, oh, we're going to win. We're going to win. No, not this time around. So, yeah, this is my third year there. This time around, I am cool as a cucumber. Chris is pacing. He's stressed. I'm like, everything is opposite of how this normally goes. So maybe the ending of this game will turn out the opposite. How did your morning start? Were you stressed before this game?
Well, my morning got off to a little bit of a fast start. If people don't know, I guess a little peek behind the curtain. Yeah, ever since I made the move to Arizona this weekend has been, well, if we're gonna lose, I'm gonna certainly enjoy my weekend, and obviously had a good Thanksgiving. I hope everybody else did as well, but was coming off a nice Friday night outing. So I wake up like, I got to get up. It's game day and get going. You know, I was to get up, shower, get myself going, and I'm just taking a Uber over there, and I'm just like, I got to change it up. So usually, Ron, you haven't been here, but I've mentioned this a few times. Bottled Blonde here in Scottsdale's Ohio State bar, massive. They closed down the block. Like, it's a ton of people. It's a very event. If you've ever been here and you're on a college football Saturday for Ohio State, definitely go there and watch a game because it's a fantastic experience. Couldn't do it. I couldn't go back for the third year. I'm like, I got to change it up with you. I got to change it up. So went to Boondocks to watch the game, surrounded by a ton of Ohio State fans who were ready. And yeah, man, I just went there and I was confident. I was like, look, I mean, I've said this all week last week. I was like, look, if this team doesn't find a way to lose, they're gonna win. If they are themselves in this game, they're gonna win. So
what kind of analysis is that? If they don't find a way to lose, they're gonna win.
And I mean by turning the ball over. We talk about the uncharacteristic style. Like, I felt confident that this team was much, much better than Michigan. It was just, parallel universe game. So I was like, I'm cool. I felt like I'm gonna get there. We're gonna take care of business. So going into the game, I felt pretty solid.
Anyone that's been rocking with us on this channel knows that we've been discussing this rivalry game all season, talking about how these games feel like they're played in a parallel universe. You never know what's going to happen. You might as well throw the records out the window when they get on the field with each other. Q, and Michigan gets the ball to start, marches 6 plays down the field, gets a field goal. The Buckeyes get the ball back and throw an interception on the second play. I want to rewind there for a second. Your immediate reaction to that Jordan Marshall run to start the game, because we did a stream. Chris Drew and I watched this game live together on the channel. Shout out to everybody that watched with us. And my immediate reaction was, I've seen this movie before. I've seen this before. Like, I know this is exactly how this starts. He breaks the run, and it's like, we haven't seen this run defense has been amazing all year. There's no way they're just going to melt down like this. What was your reaction to the first play, first run by Jordan Marshall.
Yeah, much the same. It felt like, we had seen this movie, and it felt like every time it feels like no one plays defensive end or linebacker on that side of the ball. They just disappear. The Jordan Marshall, he started out the game hot, but obviously, like we've seen it. The thing was, we felt like Matt Patricia's defense, when they do give him a big play, they held solid. So that field goal certainly made me more comfortable. If they would have ran a couple more plays and just ran right in the end zone, I'd be like, oh no, here we go. Especially with the interception that can't happen right after that. But I'm like, let's not do this again. They held to a field goal, and I felt a little bit better about that opening run. But Jordan Marshall, he did start the game hot.
The night before the game, Terry and I watched the 2024 game in Discord just to see, like, there's no way we could let this happen to us again. And we watched Will Howard throw that interception. We're like, there's no way Julian's going to throw a pick like that. And what do you know? Julian Sayin throws a pick on the first drive for the Buckeyes. Your reaction, Q, when you see that interception? Because for me, I looked right into the camera and said, I've seen it all. This team can't hurt me. I have been hurt too many times, Q, that I am scarred. Like, I have so much scar tissue that I'm not even gonna bleed.
Yeah, it was a bad pick. It's funny. I'm watching the game. I'm sitting down, and as soon as he let that ball go, and the camera just peels over, this guy, a Ohio State fan, he's just like, "No!" You could just see it. Like, he's yells it out. You could just see it coming. It's about to be a pick. Yeah, uncharacteristic. And I was like, man, all right, let's settle in. Like, again, I'm never afraid. And like they've got us on ESPN. Ohio State's never gone down. What are they going to respond like? And I'm like, Matt Patricia's over there. Throw a pick. We gave a field goal in the first drive. As long as we can hold them to another field goal, again, I started to feel comfortable. And I'm like, come on off, because offense has been the thing about this team that has been a little inconsistent. Obviously, Carnell Tate, Jeremiah Smith were back this game. They had been out. But offense was the one thing, like, you felt like the defense has been all world, all year. The offense has been up and down, so let's see how they perform. But that obviously didn't help me. I was like, I understand throwing to Jeremiah, but if there's three people over there, maybe let's look for somebody else.
He noted in the post game, they thought it was cover one. I believe they ended up saying it was cover two. They had the safety help over the top, and the corner dropped back into coverage as well. And Julian just threw it anyways, misdiagnosed it. But he pulls it together. You saw him on the sideline. He did not seem rattled. I was probably more rattled than Julian Sayin at this point in the game. I was already thinking in my head, okay, well, I even said it out loud on the stream. Well, Buckeye losses are always good for numbers. You got to find the silver lining in something, because I'm not letting them drag my mood into the mud. But our guy Jordan on the stream was like, no, you can't give up. There's no way that we're letting this happen again. Like, everybody tighten up. Like, we're going to be fine. The Buckeyes get the ball back, march down the field, get stopped in the red zone. How are you feeling at this point? You see the offense get rolling. They're moving the ball with success. The run game is moving. They complete a 20-yard pass on this drive. At this point in the game, the Buckeyes, all right, it's 3-6. How you feeling?
Yeah, go down and kick a field goal. Wasn't really happy about it, but Ryan Day was more unhappy about it. Having to kick that field goal and not going there, especially we had the full start right on like the 2, so we ended up having to kick the field goal. I wasn't really happy about that. Didn't take the Michigan money line first quarter. I'm sure that would have been a good amount of money for whoever did. But kind of too with that 6 was the important score for me. And we talked about this defense, and I remember when Jim Knowles was here, y'all had the magic score button where it was keep them under 17, and that's what you had to do. It really felt like getting that stop after that big Jordan Marshall run, the defense was definitely showing up and definitely kind of holding their own. You're just kind of waiting for the offense to move, and you're like, all right, guys, Jeremiah Smith, Carnell Tate are back. Where's my explosive plays? Where's my deep ball? And little known, it was coming very soon. So I was optimistic.
You brought up mine and Chris's magic number for an entire year on Bleacher Report. We talked about the magic number of 17. If Jim Knowles' defense is able to hold the other team to 17, there's no way a Ryan Day offense cannot score 17 points. And Sharon Moore said last year, hold my beer, as they went out there and did it, but it feels like Matt Patricia came in and saw our magic number on the whiteboard and erased the 1. It was like 7. 7 is the magic number. If you can score more than 7, the Buckeyes are going to win. The Buckeyes hold Michigan to 9 this game. But, man, it feels like there aren't too many touchdowns getting scored on this defense. Q, the Buckeyes start to get rolling. The following drive, they're able to put together a touchdown drive at this point, a 35-yard touchdown pass to Jeremiah Smith. How you feeling? We talked about all week that if the Buckeyes are able to get a lead, this Michigan team is not built to play from behind. The Buckeyes, for the first time that it felt like in years, were in control of the game.
Yeah, kind of a ballsy call by Ryan Day, and this is something, and this moment right here is something we really haven't seen in the game. So almost a flashback. I was talking about with Zach, one of our guys we talk on Instagram, who found me from the show, and yeah, he was talking about like this was a big moment for Ryan Day, and it very much for both of us reminded us of Clemson in 2019. We played and it was 4th down, and we saw Chris Olave was 1-on-1 and obviously should be his man. And even though 4th down, Ryan Day throws a deep ball. Well, here we're at about the 35 now, 1-on-1 with Jeremiah Smith, which why they left him 1-on-1, only God knows. But luckily for us, they did. And Ryan Day, not trying to run a quick out, not trying to get the first down, saying they're going to leave Jeremiah Smith one. A deep ball to him is about 80%. It's going to happen. So they definitely did do that. Got the ball. And then we had probably the most talked about call on Twitter over the weekend with the somewhat fumble going across the goal line. So Ron, I'll pass it to you before I give my thoughts about it. We obviously get back and they're like reviewing. We're like, what are they reviewing? What were your thoughts about this so-called fumble going across the goal line?
I mean, like, you know, if you get called for jury duty, they ask you all those questions to see like if you could be a fair juror.
Yeah.
I feel like they asked me about my affiliation with SFE here, and it's like I can't be a fair juror. It's like, oh, who do you play 7-on-7 for touchdown? Like, I can't be fair here. Like, watching the game, Chris put out, there's an excellent clip on the channel right now. There's a short out there of this exact play from the watch party of all of us reacting to this in real time, of the range of emotions from touchdown to, oh wait, they're reviewing it, to touchdown again. I was terrified. In the moment, the broadcast had me convinced that this was not a touchdown, and probably not. But I'll take it. You know what I mean? Like,
it's a weird call for me because I feel like in this, it's not like he's catching it, and like obviously he clearly has possession. He's, I guess, bobbling the ball a little bit, but it feels like he's controlling. And also, too, it's like, for me, and this is just as I know the sport, maybe this is different in the rule book, like, I don't feel like you have to have a foot down inbounds in possession going across the goal line. Like when you're running into the end zone, you just have to have possession at some point going across the goal line. And I feel like he crossed the goal line with possession, even though he steps out of bounds later. So I was like, my first thought was too, if they're not willing to overturn that, I forgot who it was before, the Denzel Burke interception 2 years ago, where the ball's getting bobbled going across the goal line and Denzel Burke ends up with it. I'm like, they're definitely, if they overturn this, I'm going to have a lot of beef with it because it felt like this is a touchdown, you know, and the only way it shouldn't be a touchdown is if he guards him better, which he didn't.
Yeah, at that point, too, I felt like, you're going to take this away from a superstar? What are we doing?
Oh, man, storyline of the game. Jeremiah Smith touchdown, got to have it in the game. So I felt pretty confident we're going to overturn the ball.
Absolutely. So if you're keeping count, this is what we are at our first SFE touchdown at this point.
Yeah.
We are at our first SFE touchdown. Michigan, I believe, gets the ball back, punts no. Sorry, I'm lost in my notes. Michigan gets the ball back and gets another field goal. At this point, are you having any questions about whether or not this Michigan offense is going to be able to get going and find a way to get into the end zone? Or at this point, do you feel like they're starting to sputter and show the team that they actually are?
Yeah, I mean, I think when we previewed the game, we talked about this. You felt like Michigan can run the ball. They've relied on that all season. They've shown that. They've shown they're again, I thought this was a pretty good team walking in, maybe not to the level of contender or playoff team, but they're right on the line of it. I felt like without the level of a pass threat, and we talked about the secondary running in there, they were going to be able to run the ball some, but eventually it was going to be like this front seven was eventually just going to start to tee off, and they were going to say, look, we understand now there's no one open. There's no one to pass to, and we're just coming downhill. And we're going to come downhill. You may get a run here, you may get a run there, but mostly you're not going to be able to run the football against us all the way through into the end zone. So I felt like Matt Patricia and his defense had pretty much control. I think Michigan did a good job of playing that pace, slowing down the game, limiting possessions. We talked about Ohio State doing that this season. I think Michigan was doing that as well and trying to limit possessions to stay in the game. And obviously kicking field goals was keeping them in the game because even still, a little bit later, it's still going through almost a one-possession game until almost the fourth quarter. So, yeah, I thought they were doing a good job, but I never felt their threat that they were going to get into the end zone without two people running into each other or somebody slipping and falling or something crazy that does happen in the game.
The Buckeyes get the ball back with around 6 minutes left in the second quarter and march down the field for another touchdown at this point. And it reminded me a little bit of the way the Penn State game started, where at this point in the game, the Buckeyes have an opportunity, in the Penn State game, have an opportunity, what feels like, to put the game out of reach. The Buckeyes right at this point in the game have an opportunity to really stretch the lead, especially getting the ball back at half. And instead of fumbling like they did in the Penn State game, they marched down the field and get another touchdown. And at this point, I feel like every Buckeye fan had that feeling like, okay, this is going to be the time they do it. And for me, I'm over there like, well, that's 2 SFE touchdowns at this point. I saw someone put out a tweet. The score is officially SFE 14, Michigan 9.
Yeah, shout out to Brandon Inniss, obviously having the big moment with the touchdown there. Yeah, man. I remember you and Chris talked about this with the Ohio State Michigan games. Once you have that control, and it felt like Ohio State was very much luring in, and we're talking about the middle eight, which has been a green point for Ohio State really since we watching them. They have controlled the middle eight, and really when they've rarely lost the middle eight, and when they have, obviously the games were going pretty south. So Ryan Day was focusing on that, trying to get that touchdown and get the ball back. But it felt like as soon as we went up and got that Jeremiah Smith touchdown, and you saw the defense still being who they are, being up 1, you might as well have been up 40. It was like, you have control of the game. They're not going to be able to turn around without a major mistake. And obviously, Buckeyes go down and capitalize on that. And it was really turned into scary hours by that point because you could just see it really felt different. Michigan was doing, and we didn't even talk about the headbutt. Michigan was doing all kind of uncharacteristic stuff of discipline post game, trying to start a fight every time after the play, really just trying to get into people's head. And this team is just too mature and just too focused for that. And he felt like none of that was working, and they were really starting to gain control by that point.
The Buckeyes come out of half, and the drive stalls. They end up punting. Michigan goes 3 and out, and then the Buckeyes in a 2-play drive get the third SFE touchdown of the game, getting Carnell Tate involved for a 50-yard touchdown. Q, at this point, it felt like everybody in Buckeye Nation was able to take a sigh of relief, and at this point they knew Ryan Day wasn't going to bungle this one.
Yeah, I don't know what y'all talk about in the halftime space because I would jump in, but I wouldn't be able to hear how that was going. I'm sure it was going pretty.
We actually
well
had 2 things going on at once, and we had a halftime space that was pretty lit, and then Chris was doing a Q&A during the halftime of the live show on the live stream. So it was complete chaos during halftime because it was like you just heard people talking in every direction. You're trying to sneak a piece of pizza. You're trying to grab a drink before you could sit back down before the game because it's like you got a microphone on while you're live eating. No one wants ASMR, Ron deep breathing while he eats a pizza.
Yeah, sound like utter chaos. Mine was a little bit more peaceful. I'm talking, chatting out with some Buckeye fans, getting a drink. I was talking to Zach and Mike Green on Instagram, like, yeah, we got this. And I tweeted it out right at halftime. I'm like, look, we come out and score, and it was about the half of that middle eight. I'm like, the plan is in place. We come out and score, and it's scary hours. And I just knew, like, we put one more touchdown on them, it was going to be a wrap. And about the time that third SFE touchdown hit, it was Carnell Tate. You just knew. Got Julian saying drop back, a lot of protection. He looks and throws. I'm like, Carnell Tate is down there somewhere, and of course he is running by himself. A good interest back into the game, and we didn't talk about Carnell Tate in the first half, but Carnell Tate came back and had a great ball game. For a player we're talking about, he might play, he might not. He's 30%, he might be 50%. Well, if that's 50% of Carnell Tate, he's going to be the best, might be the best player in the world next year in the NFL, because he was absolutely lighting it up, and he had a ball game, man. And that was the moment right there, and it was like they can't do anything with this team. They can't guard us, and we can guard them just too well.
Absolutely. From there, the Buckeyes go on to have the drive that it feels like Ryan Day has been searching for 4 years now in this game. The Buckeyes give the Wolverines a dose of their own medicine, a 20-play drive, chewing up a ton of clock, 81 yards. The Buckeyes end up getting a field goal. They don't punch it in, but that seemed to be the death knell for this streak. Q, at what point in the game did you start celebrating and realizing we are finally going to do this?
I mean, that started right after that Carnell Tate touchdown. I knew at that point, I was like, this defense, come out and get one more stop, and I'm ordering another round. This defense is ready to go. And I thought that moment was important for an offensive line that we've criticized. Really, we've had not much to point at besides the offensive line and say, like, the run game isn't what we expect. They're working to get it together. Like, that I think was a great moment for Ryan Day and this team. This offensive line has been criticized. Tyler Bowen, his squad, and they come out and absolutely dominate in the trenches. And it was just great to see for all this talk of, Ohio State soft, can't handle it in the trenches. Is it, what do they say? Is it going to snow? How's the weather going to be? We had all the elements of that, and Ohio State absolutely dominated on the trenches. I don't know how much Michigan is soft out there just because they lost the game is going on Twitter right now. I didn't see much of it, but it definitely should be more of those word of qualifications for soft, because Ohio State put hands on people. I got to shout out Will Kazmarek. I didn't think that would be like one of the first names I would say after the Ohio State-Michigan game, but he was absolutely out there manhandling people, man. Like, the blocking was elite. Those guys were physical. Phillip Daniels is a guy I don't want to see him at a bar upset, because he is one of the most physical, especially after the play. He's throwing people. He's always into something. The offensive line brought the attitude, man. They brought their lunch pail. I think Tyler Bowen really got the favor of the fans after that game, because I thought they were physical and I thought they played excellent with that offensive line, and just being able to drive and say, they're not going to be able to stop us from running the ball. And really, Ryan Day snuck in a pass play in there, but I would have been happy with just a couple more runs. I'm like, just keep running it. Make them stop it. Like, break their will. And I think Ohio State, through the air, kind of broke their will, but that was the nail in the coffin right there. They're saying, like, this is not the same Michigan team that has been before, and this is a different Ohio State team that has been before. And they were in that rushing, man, when they put up that stat for that rushing battle in the second half, and you look at it, and it was like second half, what was it, 100 yards to -8? It's like, Jesus Christ. They have absolutely dominated. And I know that sacks included, but it was like they've absolutely dominated the trenches, which Ohio State has been called soft for years for not having trenches, even though, we've gone against the best teams in the nation and held our own each game.
The Buckeyes get it done and break the streak. They win 27-9. A couple stats from the game that jumped out to me. The Wolverines 1 for 9 on third down conversions, 0 for 1 on fourth down. The Buckeyes 10 of 17, 419 total yards for the Buckeyes, 163 for Michigan, 233 passing yards for the Buckeyes, 63. Q. I was told I've never seen a true freshman like this. Tavian St. Clair starts this game over under 62.5 yards.
Yeah, I think if Tavian St. Clair had played all season, he'd be a better passer right now than Bryce Underwood is in this offense. No proof of that, but I will take that guess. We talked about Bryce Underwood coming into this game, and I said 18-year-old freshman Matt Patricia is not the guy I want to go against. And it really felt like he was seeing ghosts out there. And again, I don't feel like Michigan has helped them a lot. I've criticized their play calling when they haven't played against us. And obviously Jordan Marshall, he brought his lunch pail. He came to play, but as soon as he gets knocked out the game, everyone knew, like, well, I don't know if they had much of a chance before that, but if they had a little chance, him going out definitely didn't help that at all. So Bryce Underwood was basically thrown to the wolves at that point. And yeah, man, it was not a good day for him. he's got to progress a lot. And again, if Matt Patricia finds a way to stay around for a few years, it's not going to be fun for him in any game. I don't care how good he gets, but yeah, we knew it was going to be a rough day at the office for him, and it was that.
3 passing touchdowns for Julian, Sayin, 1 interception. Bryce Underwood, 0 touchdowns. 0 touchdowns for the entire Wolverine team. 1 interception. An all-out dominant performance from the Buckeyes. I couldn't have asked for a more perfect Saturday from the Buckeyes, and it feels like a long time coming. I made the point that winning on Saturday, it wasn't like we won the national championship, but it was like I could finally enjoy the national championship because now there is absolutely – we are still the reigning champs. We have beaten everybody in our path from the start of our championship run to our present day. We've avenged all of our losses in that time frame. Everybody got to shut up, and someone got to come take the crown.
Yeah, no, I think the crazy thing about this game is when we talk about how weird it gets and how crazy it gets, like once you get past the first quarter, it felt like just business as usual. The way Ryan Day was coaching on the sideline, I remember the one play that threw us off with CJ Donaldson bounce, and I was like, oh, Ryan Day's going to cuss somebody out. Of course he did. He was just focused. He was locked in, and you just felt that from him. You felt like this team, the characteristics that usually they play Michigan, and like characteristics just go out the window for whatever reason. Like they all pretty much held strong. The defense did what they normally do. Ryan did coach his team hard. They weren't afraid to say, hey, we got the 2 best receivers in college football. Let's throw to them and let them go win the game. The only thing uncharacteristic was that running drive where it was like, man, where is that been? I mean, he definitely can use a little more of that in his playoff run. But yeah, it felt like, again, they were going to suffocate Michigan like a python, just squeeze them. And like, again, and they didn't have much fight to get out of that. So yeah, it just felt like a characteristic Buckeye run, and it was a great almost half of just celebration while the game was going on. I know Dog was at the game, and I was just checking his tweets. And bro, if you don't follow Dog on Twitter, make sure you do that. Just go back down his run of tweets at the big house, because it was legendary. And man, you know those fans were in there sick, and just the way they started clearing out, they just knew, like, man, we got here, we sat in the snow, like we've heard about the game. You know, not everybody that shows up watches football, they just hear about the game. Like, we've heard about this. This is not what I was coming to expect. No, Ohio State went in there and it went straight belt to ass. Shout out to Mr. Sanchez for pulling out the belt and showing it off. But yeah, man, it was an elite time, man. It was a great celebration.
Absolutely. I have comment from Ryan Day after the game, and a lot of people have been asking him, Ryan Day said he's thought a long time about what he would say when he finally beat Michigan, and I have exclusive footage.
I said I'm not afraid anymore. Do you hear me? I'm not afraid anymore.
Oh man, yeah, he got the monkey off his back, man. The criticism that we've given Ryan Day, obviously, much deserved, because we felt like he's last game at least he self-sabotaged that team. Yeah, man, it feels like Ryan Day is truly in his own, and we talked about it all week. It's like if he gets over this hump, man, college football really look out. And the way he did it characteristically, sticking to his own. Obviously, he has some post-game comments, but even just the way he managed the team after the game. And we'll hop into the post-game stuff in a minute, but it felt on brand for Ryan Day and what he's established his program as, or this organization as you call it. And it was fun to see, man. I'm happy for him.
Absolutely. Before we jump into some of the post-game conversation, I wanted to get a message from our sponsors.
What the hell is a podcast? I mean, why don't you just tape it? What are you doing?
You don't have to tape it these days, Frank. You just record it right onto the computer.
Dead air.
Hey guys, a couple things. Make sure you check the description. We're on Discord now. We're launching our TikTok as well, and Instagram. All that rollout's happening. So connect with us on there, and we will connect with you as well. Again, we appreciate all the support. We're getting closer and closer to 5,000 subs. Maybe by the time you hear this, we will be at 5,000 subs, and I am greatly appreciative of the support, and I'm excited to continue to grow in this community with you guys. This one is really cool. Thank you for 5,000 subs. I, can't even begin to express how much this means to me and how awesome this has been. Obviously, like me, Ron, Q, Tyler, Terry, Evan, like we've all done a lot to kind of try to build this platform, and you guys have like received it really well, and we're excited to continue to grow. I mean, at some point, I'd love to have a plaque behind me. So let's continue to grow together, and thank you again for all you guys' support.
Hugh, if Chris wants a plaque, we're gonna have to start rapping. What's your rap name?
I guess it might as well be Q. Not even my first name, but
what about smash that like?
Yeah, yeah, we definitely hit that sub. Just be our name for a week, try to get some traction around here. But no, man, it's been awesome. Now the chase for a plaque has definitely been on. I mean, that would be awesome to do on YouTube. Got a little bit of ways to go, but yeah, the way the community is going, hope everybody enjoyed the game because it was really fun to see, and it's a good moment to celebrate both the 5K and his moment at the same time. But yeah, man, we are growing. Chris is happy about it. Again, I rarely would hear from Chris. He's a busy man, but he seems to find ways just to be like, yo, this is happening. So he's very excited about the channel. And I tell you, if I get a call from Chris, either things are going really well or I'm getting fired. So things have been going really well as of lately. So happy to see it.
Q, something not going well. You tried to steal my spotlight. I'm not too happy about it. We got the segment. We're trying to debut a new segment. Chris teased it during the intro. New segment, tweet of the day. Q and Ron share their favorite tweets from the timeline, and Q starts talking about my pick before we even get there. Spoiler alert, my pick was the Daniel Sanchez Belt.
My fault on that one, OG.
This was easily the best tweet on the timeline all weekend. The fact that need a belt to hold them gold pants up.
Elite. It is just like all the red in the photo. It's just like that place is really clear. Yeah, that's kind of my favorite part. Again, this thing is we've lost close games, so I don't know if the shoe would ever clear out because a loss got that bad, but I've never seen it. But we've seen it at the big house quite a couple times, so it's always awesome to see when we do it because they ain't sticking around if things get scary.
Absolutely not. I heard that Jermaine Matthews was seen smacking the M logo with a belt at midfield at one point yesterday. I cannot confirm whether or not that belt was provided by one Daniel Sanchez or not. I wish if someone can confirm, if Mama Sanchez is in the chat, we would love if we could get some inside scoop on who is providing the belts for Jermaine Matthews after the game, because I don't know, mildly suspicious.
Yeah, I mean, hey, we need that framed up in the WAC if they're gonna have a picture of Michigan planting a flag at Ohio State in their facility.
Well, you know how we have like the trophy room.
Yeah.
When you first walk into the Woody, they should just have, like, if we win a national championship, they should just put a belt hook up on the wall and hang the Sanchez belt from the national championship run as you walk into the Woody. Like, you have all the trophies. It's like, oh, why is there randomly a belt rack over there? It's the belts from all of the belts we delivered throughout the playoff run.
the golden belt. go ahead and put that over there.
So that was my submission and I think this is going to become a daily segment that I think that we're going to do. Try to find something from the timeline that makes us laugh like that, or something that we want to talk about. Q, we have your nomination.
I want y'all to imagine if Scar would have killed Mufasa and Simba never came home, and Scar would have just been there forever. That's the Ohio State Buckeyes. Look at the mascot. Look what they did. Look what he did in the end zone at Michigan. Ohio State is Thanos. If Thanos would have never lost, he's that evil villain that never loses. Like, you kill them and they wake up the next morning like, you ain't killed me. Ohio State is Kenny from South Park. Like, they die, but they just won't die. All I wanted Michigan to do was beat Ohio State. Just knock them off. Just do that for me. I can't take it. Like, This is a poisonous nut. I've been told so many times over the last 3 weeks that Ohio State Buckeye isn't a piece of candy. It's a poisonous nut. If you eat it, if you die. If you have a peanut allergy, you're going to die if you stand next to an Ohio State Buckeye fan. It's a poisonous nut. This might be one of the hardest pictures I've ever seen in my life. I'm talking about Puff Daddy after taking 19 Viagra's hard. Imagine being Michigan. Imagine having a plan before the game that we not gonna let Ohio State plant their flag in the middle of our field. You have a plan to lose. People ain't even thinking about that part. Y'all got together and said, once we lose, we gonna go to the middle of the field so they don't plant a flag. This was as the Titanic sunk. Michigan is the Titanic. As they sank, Ohio State is the iceberg that sank them in this damn picture. Imagine looking up at your rivalry, celebrating in your stadium, and they looking down on you. Sick, and they won't stop. Ohio State fans don't even watch the game. They watch you watch the game. So as soon as the game over, they can just whisper in your damn ear. And you can't say nothing like, no, OH. And if you don't finish the OH, they won't stop saying OH until you say IO. Back to them.
OH.
IO, baby. Yeah, that was the one for me, man. I saw that rant just going on the timeline. That was the one. The fact that he was like, they came out with a plan to lose and then executed it after the game. It was absolutely hilarious, man. And there's been so much flag talk, so much flag planning over the years, and just the gimmicks and the stuff to come out. And like, I think the fan base, we got it from Oklahoma too, and it was like, bro, Ohio State walks in the games and we expect to win. We don't storm. There's been one field storming, and that was the Wisconsin game in like 2011, where it was like a Braxton Miller Hail Mary at the end on like Halloween. Like, there's been one that I've ever known about. There's never been any flag planning, nothing.
Wait,
crazy.
Did you say field storming?
Yeah, remember?
We've done this before. They storm the field all the time. People got super
really?
pissed last time we said that. Yeah, we do it a lot, actually. I was disappointed.
Well, maybe I just don't see it.
We've done it quite a few times.
That's the one time
in the last decade.
All right, well, maybe they stormed the field a bit, but there's no flag planning. There's no gimmicks. It's just when you expect to win and you get up out of there. So, yeah, I mean, that was Ohio State, and obviously that picture, man, of just celebrating with the fans on the crowd looking down on Michigan. They were just standing on the M like, well, we suck. And then play the flag. It's absolutely hilarious, man. So yeah, now that was tweet of the day for me in that commentary. I was like, I gotta follow this dude. He is on a generational run with this tweet. So it had me dying laughing.
Q, I wanted to get to some of the best photos and scenes from the game this past weekend, and I wanted to start with the picture that he was talking about.
Yeah, that's the one, man. That one was hard, man. It was great to see those guys celebrate, obviously dapping up the crowd. And again, I just love looking at the crowd. It's all red out there. Road Warriors that came in and got it done. And then, yeah, you know them dudes in the middle couldn't wait till they get to the locker. They're like, man, are they really going to plant the flag? I'm cold. We just lost. I'm ready to go home.
I just think that's such a cool picture. You see all of these guys celebrating with the fans. Like, I heard Juck talk about, or it was Juck or Doug Lamreese. One of them were talking about it, like how much they hated the Woodyverse, the world mantra last year, and to see a year later, like, we did this and we're celebrating with the fans. Like, this is for everybody. This is for the entire state of Ohio. This is for all of Buckeye Nation. We're all embracing, we're all enjoying this together versus the the Woodyverse, the world mantra, and it feels like the world is healing type of moment.
Yeah, man. And you know, people have their tweets out. They have their stuff ready. They're like, well, we can't say much to Ohio State because they won a natty last year, but we have Michigan. We can gloat about that, and that just got killed on Saturday too. I think I saw a Matt where it's like everybody who wants Michigan to win in the entire U.S. was blue because they've been tired, especially ESPN. I know ESPN, especially with the weekend they had, and we'll probably get into that more tomorrow. But they were like, okay, if they lose to Michigan, we got something to hold on to. Well, there's no more lifelines, no more ropes. So I'm interested to see what they talk about this week. But yeah, well, how's it when they handle business? And man, it's some great photos from Saturday. It just felt like a party that we've been waiting for years to have. And it was finally a good moment to have it, especially on the road and at the big house.
Absolutely, Q. One of my favorite videos post game was from the associate director of the media team. They put out some heat on their personal pages that they can't put out or don't put out because you can only put out so much content on the main socials, but they also get amazing clips that don't go out. And this was probably my favorite one of the weekend. The Brandon Inniss Snow Angels celebration after the game on the field in Ann Arbor to see the Buckeyes get it done in the snow. Just special because it felt like they did it in a way that Michigan told them that they couldn't do it after 4 years. And it's like, you guys are going home, as they would say, go do some layups, go shoot some layups, taking them pads off. It's basketball season for the Wolverines, but the Buckeyes season continues as they will compete for a Big Ten championship this weekend. Q, another one that I wanted to take a look at, Matty P. As they embraced at the end of the game, Matt Patricia told Ryan Day, I told you we weren't going to come up here and lose. Thoughts on this photo?
Yeah, man, it's good to see. We get to see a lot from them. But I mean, yeah, Matty P. I mean, he has brought it. He's been a godsend to this program, especially with the fall of Jim Knowles that we've commented on going through this.
500 yards of offense against Rutgers this past weekend. Jeez.
Yeah, the one thing Jim Knowles was really not able to do when he was here was beat Michigan. Matt P. comes in, talk about his upgrades to the defense, and he brought us had a Michigan not scoring a touchdown at home, really getting blanked, just kicking a couple field goals and really not even coming close. Like that's a crazy stat. If you would have asked me, like, does Michigan score a touchdown in this game, I'd be like, yeah, they probably get one or two, and probably it ends right there. But man, Matt P. just came out and he blanked this offense. Like I felt like they would find a way to get creative and try something. He really gave them nothing. So it's great to see it. I know Ryan Day is happy. He's like, finally, I don't got to talk about my defense getting torched after the game.
Our guy Mike had a stat that he researched about how many times Jim Knowles was able to make the team up north punt while he was the defensive coordinator at Ohio State. And I believe it was 2 times, 0 times in the fourth quarter. The Buckeyes force 1, 2, 3, 3 punts and a turnover on down. So, and one of those punts being in the fourth quarter. So a big change versus what we saw from Jim Knowles.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give Jim Knowles credit for last year. That was not on him. That was on Ryan Day. The defense showed up last year. But before that, his defense had absolutely was getting ran through. So, yeah, man, no, Matt P. brought it. A lot of punts. Again, he's a lot of money for a very few amount of touchdowns, as you said. But yeah, I mean, Matt P. and his defense, it was great to see. The sacks were out. The guys were obviously causing havoc. You got to see all of Reese Sonny Styles, and they were. And too, somebody talk. This defense was so physical in this game. The way they were hitting people. We talk about Will Casimir on the offensive side. That's how guys were on the defensive side. They were absolutely hitting people, letting the pads go. So yeah, man, it was just fun to see.
Yeah, it was great to see. And like, I don't know, they asked Ryan Day mentioned he thought about this for years and what he would say after. And I feel like I'm kind of in the same boat and just relieved more than anything. It's just like, I thought that for many years, I thought like I would just want to scream in Michigan fans' faces, especially in 2022. Like, I just wanted that get back after one loss. Like, I thought we would right the ship after, but like at this point, it's like, tip your cap, definitely not hats off for the little run that they had and, you know, the balls that they had to cheat for 3 years and, you know, good for them, but pack that tough shit up. Like, you better hit the weight room because all that tough guy talk, all that shooting arrows at my coach, all that natty shit, like, we have a natty since, we beat you since, we are the better team, we have the better recruits, we have the better program. Tighten up. This is back to business.
Yeah, I feel like if Jim Harbaugh was probably still the coach, he probably wouldn't have held it as strongly. But yeah, with Sherrod Moore now at the helm, he's like, man, look, we're better than them. We've been better than them for a while. we found ways to lose game. Like, this is what we do. Let's get out of here. And a lot of respect for Ryan Day after the game. He didn't allow a flag planting. He obviously knows, like, we got a lot to play for. We got Indiana coming up. But waiting on this game for a while. I think me and you have talked about this for like half the season now, saying Indiana is probably the one team in the Big Ten that can challenge us. I want to see how good they are actually and see that on the field. So we'll get to see next week in the Big Ten championship. But yeah, we got a lot to play for. You don't want guys getting suspended. You don't want guys getting to fight after. We obviously have a playoff run, and we're trying to go back to back. Like, beating Michigan was part of the plan, probably the most important thing on the plan, the way things have played out. But now it's like we haven't had a Big Ten championship in a while. We're trying to run to another natty, so I'm looking forward to that.
You brought up not wanting to see them fight on the field. Ryan Day was just as adamant about it.
They won, guys. Back up. They won. Let's go.
On Saturday, September 5th, 2026 versus Western Michigan.
Ryan Day said, go get your guys.
Yeah, man. Basically, we're not planting any flags. We doing all that. We just trying to get up out of here. So, yeah, it's just, man, Ron, it's just so funny seeing them go guard the end, man. It's just like, bro, like, in one way, like, we don't do that. In another way, like, y'all started this goofy shit. Like, don't go guard the what did Brandon Inniss said? They should have guarded the end zone.
You should have guarded the end zone better. Y'all want to guard the damn logo. If y'all was more worried about guarding the end zone, you might have won the game. Q, I want to test your shitty movie knowledge because I forgot to grab the clip before the movie. But when Ryan Day was talking to Sherrod Moore right there, it reminded me of an awful movie because I only watch terrible movies. 40-Year-Old Virgin, when they're in there, and when Michael Steve Carell is his real name.
Yeah.
I almost called him Michael Scott. Steve Carell talking to his co-worker's girlfriend, and he's screaming. They're like, "Oh, you friends with him?" He's like, "You better get your hoe on a leash." It's like that. It felt like Ryan Day talking crazy to Sherrod Moore, like, "You better get your team under control." Like that. I immediately thought about that movie line.
He said, "I don't even know the guy. I just work with him. I don't hang out with him."
These who you be hanging out with?
Yeah, bro. It was, bro, the antics from bro. I was like, we gotta gloss over it, but just, bro, that headbutt to the ref, just some of the craziest stuff I have like really seen. I'm like, what are you doing? Go play. And at that point, like, Michigan was in the game. Like, I think they came out and they knew. They're like, we're gonna try. I watched the film. We ain't got nothing for these dudes. They did have a good goal line stand. I will give them credit. 6 plays. Ohio State doesn't get in from the one, but they knew, man. It's like I've never seen somebody headbutt the ref. Like, how he stayed in the game is beyond me. But yeah, just the uncharacteristic, bro. They just ready to fight after every play. It was just ridiculous. Yeah, go get your team on leash, bro. Go to the locker room, practice for the bowl game because, like, y'all have some serious stuff to work on.
Yeah, the Cheez-It Bowl probably.
The Mayo Bowl.
Yeah, the Mayo
Hopefully.
Bowl. The Mayo flavored Cheez-It Bowl. Whatever bowl they're about to go play in, you better work on discipline and self-control before that game.
I hope they go to the Mayo Bowl, and I hope they win. You can see Sherrod Moore just douse the Mayo.
Oh, not too much giggling, Q. I had one more thing that I wanted to get to before we get out of here. Chris asked the $1 million, or should I say $13 million question during the intro of the show. Is it worth paying $500,000 per touchdown?
That's a great question. Clearly, no. Or you better pay a few more million because you're gonna have to throw 100 million to have a chance at any level of success if you're only getting that much out of each million. Yeah, Bryce Underwood had a rough game. I mean, he's a freshman. I think we all know that, and he had nothing for.
Have
this
we ever
defense.
seen a freshman win in the game?
No, we saw Terrell Pryor.
Hey, and guess what? Terrell Pryor, true freshman, who once famously said when he got to the NFL as a quarterback, he never learned how to throw the ball. Q, any guess how many touchdown passes Terrell Pryor threw for as a freshman?
Good question. 2.
12.
No, my fault. I was thinking in the game.
Oh,
I was thinking in the game, not through the season. Do you know how many he had in the game?
I can look it up.
Yeah, no, he wasn't that bad. two in his career, his whole time running back.
Oh, look, that one's a terrible guess.
My fault, OG, but yeah, Terrell got it done. Jesus, that would be pretty bad. But yeah, but Bryce had a rough game. I knew it was coming, and he clearly had a rough game. So we would maybe we won't have seen a sophomore like him, but freshman, I might pack that argument up.
Terrell Pryor, great guess. Oh my God, what a stat line! You're not ready for this stat line, bro.
Give me a stat line.
Honestly, still better than Bryce Underwood. You can't make this shit up. 5 of 13. Starts off bad.
Okay.
120 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception.
Okay. He's not.
You had me in the first.
5 completions, 2 touchdowns is kind of crazy. But however you can get it, man. Gotta get it how you live.
Wait, how many yards did Bryce Underwood have?
63, right?
Oh my God, 1 less yard than Todd Beckman had in that game with 3 attempts.
Oh wow. That was pretty bad. Yeah.
To put the Bryce Underwood performance into perspective.
Yeah, man. I don't know. He's gonna have to go out to what's the old adage? You go out to the woods, punch a tree a couple times and come back next year. He's got a lot to work on. He needs a montage, Ron.
Where is that saying from?
What, you don't ever watch the movies? They always have the montage where you go train. They're out in the woods. They're hitting the tree. They got the headband on. He needs a montage. He's got to go work on his game a little bit, and we'll see how that $13 million plays out in the sophomore year. But yeah, man, that Matt Patricia defense had too much for him. That's a rough game, man. I can't believe they didn't score a single touchdown. I'm like, this team ain't great, but they ain't that bad.
Clearly might need to start a website. How many days since Michigan scored a touchdown against Ohio State? Really run the numbers up.
Say, put it on a t-shirt. But yeah, overall, Ron, it feels good to do a show, man. We get a post-victory Monday finally, and the game was fun. A lot of Ohio State fans out here, so we were high-fiving. A lot of OHs at the bar, watch party. Looked like it was a great time. Finally didn't have y'all, looking sad on camera. This team can't hurt me anymore. So I'm glad they healed a little bit, and just, man, happy for my coach, man. Ryan Day, ever since the game last year, has really turned a new leaf. Obviously going on the natty run, but just coming back, the discipline, and I am so poised for another natty run again. I'm not going to jinx it. Not going to knock on wood, but again, it's the best team in the country. I'm very looking forward to what ESPN has to say about it. But, man, we're on a generational run right now, and it feels good to be a Buckeye fan.
Most people are at Q's at the bar looking for OHs. Most people are there looking for HOs. Q, get me out of here.
Oh, man. Yeah, man. One, appreciate everybody for hitting that sub button, hitting that 5,000 mark. Obviously, in the short amount of time, it has been great. It's been a really good run. So appreciate all the members, everybody hitting that sub. If you're new around here, do a lot of member content. Chris Drew is pulling strings behind the scenes, doing a lot of great content. And obviously, you get more stuff with that. So if you're not a member, feel free to join. But yeah, community, appreciate you. Again, share all the pictures, share your thoughts for the game. Get in that community tab, talk it up. We do have a Discord now, as Ron said. That should be in the bio. So go down there, talk that, because that show never ends. Discord keeps it going. Yeah, man, thank you for 5,000 subs. If you want to find me, I'm City Boy Quinn on Twitter, Find Johnson on Instagram. Most importantly, I'm here on the Dead Air Sports Network on the Buckeye Roast. We'll be here Monday through Friday. Getting you prepared for all things Indiana because we got some ball to talk this week because we feel like we might actually be in a ball game this weekend. So looking forward to that. We'll see. But yeah, man, hit that like button, hit that sub button. Ron, where can they find you at?
Q, we've added 27 subs while we were recording the show. Chris Drew must be outside punching trees somewhere.
He's in a montage.
Running the subs up. But if you want to find me, you can find me right here on the Dead Air Sports platform for the Buckeye Roast, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. right here with my guy Q. You can catch me in the Bleacher Report app after every Ohio State game for instant reactions with Chris Drew. And then you can catch me on X. I did it.
Finally didn't say Twitter. Oh, no. You're supposed to say Twitter. You said
I'm
X.
supposed to say Twitter.
They broke you.
I caught it before we ended the show. I would have been laying awake all night like Squidward, just staring at the ceiling. You can find me on Twitter at 2teens. It's 2_TEES. Q, the Buckeyes finally get it done. They exercise our demons. And I was going to end the show, Q, but there's one last thing that we got to talk about.
What?
And the last thing, I watched TJ's show last night, Johnny, and TJ was going on and on and on about, it's like they knew our signals. It's like they were coming right at us, like they knew what we were doing. And I paused, and everybody thinks I'm crazy.
That's not good.
But why is Chase Herbstreit on the team? I mean, you can't sign steal anymore. They use the radio. You can't steal that. And the catapult thing, the cloud sharing with the practice videos that OSU tapped into, but that story went away. That just disappeared. That catapult thing's gone now as well. So how else is Ryan Day going to cheat? I know. Let's put Herbstreit's boy on the team. What's he doing there? He's not going to play. He's never going to see the grass. They'll put Warren in before they put in Herbstreit. What, in education? Go to Northwestern. Go to MIT. Why is he at Michigan? Why?
That is a good question.
Why? What's he there for? It's not an education. He ain't playing ball. So what is he there for? And then you look at the Oklahoma game and you look at the Southern Cal game. TJ's right. It's like they knew what we were doing. It's like, oh, okay. So maybe I am crazy, conspiracy theory. But yesterday,
conspiracy theory, Q. Dare I say, maybe the hammer is coming for Ryan Day and the Buckeyes and Chase Herbstreit and their elaborate cheating scandal?
I mean, Chase Herbstreit has at least earned about $60 million with all the teams paying him NIL to give information on. But Ryan Day's $20 million that he spent on Chase Herbstreit has definitely paid off. So glad he finally found a way to get it done. All that other cheating he was doing didn't work, but this held it down.
As Don would say, I don't want to be a conspiracy theory, but what was going on with our comms, Q? What was going on with the comms?
We'll talk about that.
We're going to have to get to it tomorrow, Q. You know how this thing ends. It's always go Bucks. And, of course, OH.
IO.
What the hell is a podcast? I mean, why don't you just tape it? What are you doing?
You don't have to tape it these days, Frank. You just record it right onto the computer.
Dead air.
We get champagne.
I'll be fresh as fuck when I hit the scene. Everybody know me. 40 tucked in my skinny jeans. I'm so fucking low key. All hundreds, finna go get some cream. This another show week. It's a show week. Out the 7 days, I gotta pick up 40. Mama told me, baby, get you some sleep. Gotta turn down, move slow, please. I go home, rock my son to sleep. Gotta stay awake, get more of these. Nigga, you mad cause you ain't getting no cheese. Whole hood charge you whole fee. Sometimes there's no one to watch over me. Too broke, can't get close to me. Send an op, say hello to me. Number respect when approaching me. And don't act like you don't know it's me. Know that bitch somewhere close to me. And I ain't got no reason to be on that. You the one to vent your homie. Even though I really be on that. Beat a nigga up if you want that. You can't even buy a whole lunch, Jack. Better get a clock and punch that. Used to run my hood like a rug rat. We went to war with one guy. Ain't lying, we'll go, they come back. All on defense, we bust back. so they want me whack. Honey shots out the back of the lag. I spit that shit that you get had to and make you want clap after that. Then drop some shit that make you contemplate on it after the fact. Rap about the shit you living, nigga, what happened to that? I don't give a fuck about the rap game no more, nigga, I'm after the check. I ain't with the rap beef, nigga say my name once, I'm after his neck. Reach for 150, I'm